I know this isn't the start to the year I was planning for this channel, but I simply have to talk about the fact that the first trailer for Despicable Me 4 just dropped. I have so many questions that I'm sure will be answered when this movie comes out in the summer. Why haven't the girls aged? It's been 14 years now. It's about time they grew up a little bit. Where is Gru? Did Dr. Nefari get out of the carbonite? Who is this? Did Gru and Lucy seriously name their baby Gru Jr, or is that just the name they're using for this trailer? Why is Gru bringing his baby on a heist? And mainly, why am I excited for this? Okay, so I'm going to be 17 in a couple of months, and here I am excited for an animated kids movie. And you know what? I'm not ashamed of it. Illumination movies have always been hit or miss for me. I was mixed on Hop. I haven't seen the Lorax. I hate Sing because 1, it wasn't funny to me, and 2, it escalated my phobia of falling structures that lasted for many years and sort of came back after watching the Simpsons movie a few weeks ago. Secret Life of Pets is awesome, and I'm also looking forward to the next movie, Migration. But to me, the Despicable Me movies are always superior, and I don't care what anyone says, I am a child at heart and the Minions always make me laugh. When Despicable Me 3 came out almost 7 years ago now, jeez. I saw it twice in the cinema, once with my parents and another time with one of my friends. My parents' opinions were that there was not enough of the Minions, which wasn't a big issue for me personally, but by looks of the trailers, there will be plenty of Minions in this. I hope you're excited, honest trailers. Okay, it's been 2 days. I wrote some of the script for this video, but then I felt the urge to watch all 3 Despicable Me movies consecutively. I thought of cancelling the video. As time has passed, I have more and more thoughts on this trailer that I want to discuss before Twitter stops obsessing over the fact that Gru got laid. I started the script out as a retrospective, but after revisiting my childhood, I realised that I can't do that because when I watch this franchise, I become a child again, and my brain just throws all logic and potential criticisms out the window. So instead, I'm going to use this video to try and collect answers to my own questions. One of the main things people were talking about when the trailer dropped is the fact that Margot, Edith and Agnes look exactly the same as they did in the first movie. Little Agnes is now onto her 3rd voice actor. And look, I get that Agnes is the cute one, but like, come on. Considering the fact that this movie takes place at least a year after DM3, seeing as there was enough time for Gru and Lucy to have a baby, it wouldn't hurt just to age them up a teensy bit? Agnes can still be cute as a 7 or 8 year old, and yeah, you can argue that if 4 does take place a year after 3, that would make Margot 13, Edith like 11, and Agnes 7 or 8. They might not have changed that much appearance wise, but it is still kind of funny that the girls seemingly haven't aged in the time that Gru went from villain to anti-hero, got a job, fell in love, went to 147 dates, got married, lost his job, found he had a twin brother, and now had a baby. The second big question I had from this trailer is, where on earth is Gru? I hope they don't just forget about him. I mean, I know they probably won't. It'd be kind of weird if they had a huge twist that the main character has a twin brother and then just pretend that didn't happen. I've seen a few articles worrying that they're going to ignore the cliffhanger at the end of 3, but I don't think they will, because then that would explain why there wasn't a huge army of minions seen in the trailer. So I reckon that the movie could begin with Gru and Lucy chasing down Gru, and then most of the minions going off to stay with Gru, and then maybe have, you know, a time jump after like 8 minutes where we see them have the baby or something like that. So yeah, I do think that Gru will not be forgotten about in DM4, and Steve Carell's back, so it wouldn't be impossible for Gru to be back, even if it's ever so briefly. I don't think so. I don't know when this movie was recorded, but I'm still pretty sure that no one would really want Dr. Nefari's voice actor being in a kids movie, and I know they could just recast him, but if he wasn't in 3, I doubt he would be in 4. So apparently this is a new character called Poppy, voiced by Joey King. I think she's supposed to be a neighbour or someone who looks up to Gru. I'm sure we'll find out more about her in the time leading up to the movie, but I'm quite interested in this new dynamic because I'm immediately getting Hawkeye vibes from this. Staying on the topic of new characters, we've also got this new villain, whose name I can't remember, who is voiced by none other than Will Ferrell, which technically makes this the unofficial Gru vs Megamind movie we've all been waiting for. Well, I mean, at least I've been waiting for. And I've been seeing some people say that they wish Vector was coming back, but I'm not one of those people, because it is better to be one and done than more than one and done dirty. I have no idea if what I just said makes sense, but the point is I'm excited to find out more about this new villain and his fiancée, who is voiced by Sofia Vergara. Okay, I get why they named the baby Gru Jr, but the main reason I'm asking this is because apparently Gru's first name is Felonious, and this makes sense as Gru's mum, who I hope returns, not because I like the character, but because I need some Julie Andrews in my life, is called Marlena Gru. But then you think about Drew, who is a part of the Gru family, whose name is actually Drew Gru, which is really confusing because on top of the twin thing, we've got one called Drew and one called Felonious who goes by Gru, so we've got Gru and Drew Gru. Damn it, why couldn't they have just not had this in the first movie? So, going back to Gru Jr, does that mean that the baby's name is Gru Gru? Because I for sure hope not. I hope the baby's name is also Felonious, because I don't want to spend the next 6 months thinking that a cartoon character named his son Gru Gru, only for it to not be answered. Oh no, I'm not done with Gru Jr yet. Look, I'm no expert on parenting, but even I know that bringing your baby on a heist is very irresponsible. I know that this concept will make for a very funny scene, but I can totally imagine Lucy not being too happy about this. And I know a lot of people have pointed this out, but I'm still gonna do it anyway. Gru Jr is basically Jack from The Incredibles, but I don't care because babies in films are cute, but there's something about babies in animation that just almost always works. The special thing about animated movies is that you can do things that you couldn't do with live action. For example, this scene right here. You couldn't get a baby actor to do that. It just makes it so clear the distinction between Gru Jr.'s opinion on both of his parents. The cute baby faces with mummy, and the cold stare with daddy. And don't worry, I'm sure Gru Jr. will grow to love Gru in the end, because it's the kids' movie and that's how things always work out. I was a weird kid. Throughout the 2010s, I lived off of animated movies, and if there's one thing to know about me, is that I am a shipper. Mavis and Johnny? They're cute. Buzz and Jessie? Absolutely. Nick and Judy? Why not? And I know it's not animated, but there was a time when I was gunning for months for Jane Banks and Jack the Lamplighter from Mary Poppins Returns to get married. And of course, I always loved Gru and Lucy because I felt their romance was surprisingly natural, and it was really sweet to me. With certain fictional couples, I was desperate to know what would happen next. And if the movie that one particular couple was a part of didn't have any sequels for the time being, I would simply make up a sequel in my head to satisfy myself. And these so-called sequels would most of the time feature said couple getting married and having children. I did it for Anna and Crystal, Max and Gidget, heck, even imagined Emmett and Wild style creating a family, and their Lego bricks. I am so stupid. When I watched this trailer for the first time, it took me a full 12 seconds to register that Gru and Lucy had a baby. I'll try and recreate my reaction right now.
Something is missing.
Well, it's not a baby, so Kyle. The Minions.
This guy.
Oh my god, they adopted a baby! Where'd they get the baby? Wait a minute. It's got Gru's nose and... Is that Gru's... Oh my god. It's got Gru's nose. It's got ginger hair. Oh my god, Gru and Lucy had a baby. I created a hypothetical child for a lot of fictional couples. I never did that for Gru and Lucy. Point is, Gru and Lucy having a baby was never something I considered. I always assumed that they'd stick with the three girls forever, seeing as they'll never grow up. But I asked one of my friends about it today, and he basically suggested that after Lucy completed her arc and trying to be a good mum to Margot, Edith and Agnes in the third movie, she probably immediately decided that she was ready to have one of her own. I know I've been going on about Gru Jr for a long time, but I also just want to make it clear that I am very excited that Gru will have a biological child in this movie. Just because I didn't see it coming doesn't mean I don't support it. I'm really interested to find out not just how Gru adapts having a new baby in the house, but also the girls, the minions, and honestly, even Kyle. I don't know what exactly this trailer has turned me into, because the only thing I've thought about for the last 2 days is this trailer. But what I do know is that I am genuinely excited for Despicable Me 4. Even when Despicable Me 10 comes out in 2050, you can bet I'll be right there in the cinema feeling like a kid again. So now I've got 2 animated movies coming out this year that I'm genuinely excited for. This and Inside Out 2, and obviously I'm more excited for Inside Out 2, but I can't remember the last time I actually wanted to see an animated movie at the cinema, because the last animated movie I saw at the cinema was Frozen 2, and that was 4 years ago. I'm glad that Despicable Me 4 is staying true to what the franchise is about, unlike Hotel Transylvania 4, which I still have not seen and which I still do not want to see. Regardless of how Despicable Me 4 is received when it comes out, we do know that it's going to do well financially because, I mean, it's Despicable Me 4, it's got minions in it, and I'm 99% sure that I will enjoy it because, once again, I am internally a child, so I am certainly keeping my hopes up, but I'm going to stop talking now because I don't want to jinx anything. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know who your favourite fictional couple is, animated or not. Mine is April and Annie from Parks and Rec, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.